Welcome to Good Mythical More, where anything could happen and often does. Today, we are going to analyze common conspiracy theories and some uncommon ones, many from Reddit, if not all of them, to decide if they are true.
Thanks for stalling. We're donating $1,000 to Action Against Hunger to aid in
Racking
the
up
mission
today.
to end malnutrition for everyone for good. For 45 years, they've been addressing malnutrition and responding to hunger hotspots across 59 countries, reaching more than 21 million people every year. You can join us in giving. ActionAgainstHunger.org.
Whoop, whoop, whoop!
Now, these are low-stakes conspiracy theories, so we're not gonna,
We're not going to delve into the,
Yeah, we're playing a surface-level game here, but I previewed the first one, and I can get in these moods where I'm more susceptible to a conspiracy theory, and I feel like maybe at least one of us will slip into that mode.
Okay.
I can't even read this username, so it'll show somewhere. They tell you to always arrive at the airport 2 hours early, not so you have time to get through security, but so you'll spend money at the airport.
Ha!
I've flown at least 60 times in my life, and I've never had security take more than 45 minutes, even at some of the busiest airports on a holiday weekend. Most of the time, the line to the Starbucks is longer than the security line.
This is right up my alley. I'm going to repeat this every single time
It's not true.
I go.
It's not true. I talked to an airport.
You did?
I talked to an
Hello, airport.
airport person about this exact same thing.
Oh, you talked to an airport person.
Yeah,
Airport person.
what is an airport
It's
person?
true. And it's just like the movie theater. They only want you there to buy the popcorn. It's the same thing for the airport. How does the airport make money?
Yeah, they make their money from the concessions. What airport person did you talk to? Some random person?
There's a lot of mythical beasts at the airport. TSA, the crossover between TSA agents and mythical beasts.
Yeah.
I've experienced it
extremely
myself.
high.
Yeah.
Extremely high. I would say
You wouldn't believe the stuff I've gotten through.
6 out of 10 times, otherwise known as 3 out of 5 times, that I am going through TSA. A lot of times, the person who is the one that is at the booth at security that's there is waiting to take your photo and then to see if you can go through.
Yeah.
Mythical beast. 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5.
Yeah. I'd say for me, it's 2 out of 5.
Yep.
And
A little bit less.
in both of those times, they think I'm right.
For me, it's
Or they at least
1 out
call
of
me
10.
I actually
But
don't-
one time it was really early in the morning, and they said, "I hope you're having a good mythical morning."
Oh!
And you know what? It made my morning a little bit more bearable.
Yeah. Not more mythical, just more bearable.
Well, an early
I like
morning
this though
flight.
because
But it's not true.
You believe we're humans. We believe what we want to believe.
No.
Yes, we do.
I can give you the logic
Yes, we
behind
do.
this.
He does too. He doesn't like to be late for the airport, so he doesn't want to believe it. I hate being early for the airport, so I want to believe it.
So here's the thing. They have determined that if they say 2 hours, what that will do is that number is not something that everyone is going to do. So every single person, based on personality and disposition, is going to respond to that stipulation. And what it does is it creates a spread that gives a predictability to the way all the people go through the airport. So
This is what the airport person said to you?
Yeah, basically.
Really?
Yeah, that wasn't a TSA person. This was somebody who worked in, I can't remember where it was. And honestly,
People
it
float.
could have been a YouTube video that I watched about airports.
Whatever it is, he's not just making it up.
The information is in there. So listen, the way that it works is, again, follow this logic. When you say 2 hours, some people like me, and I think Stevie, are going to get there
3 hours.
2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours.
I don't play that game anymore. I've gotten smart to that. Especially, you got to do a situation where you're thinking, is it Burbank? Is it LAX?
It depends.
Where am I going? What
I've
day
actually
it
gotten way
is?
better about this.
Did you say don't talk about LAX?
No, I said we are talking. Don't talk about Burbank because it's an outlier. And I'm gonna hold you to this, Stevie.
I don't. Why are you saying? Anytime we
You're
travel
the one
together,
who-
it's not on my.
When we
it's not
travel
necessarily
together,
on my
you're the one who
schedule.
decides when.
That's not true anymore. That might have been true previously. Will I speak up if they give us too much time? Yes, because I don't
Great.
want to get there that early.
Great.
But have you seen yourself going through TSA? Because it doesn't matter how long
We
the line
always
is.
wait on you, yeah.
Me?
Yes.
We had a
You
conversation
have
about it last
absorbed.
time.
You have multiple bags. I don't even know how they let you through with that are attached to you in different places with different
I'm talking
pockets.
to fans.
That's true. It's a fan thing. It's fan service, Stevie.
Rhett and I, the last time we traveled together,
Yep.
stood back
And just watched
and
talk
watched
about it.
you
Yeah.
for 10 minutes going through talking about all your bags and stuff.
Watch and learn.
Watch and learn.
And were you late?
No.
So the point of what
had
I'm
to
trying to
leave that
get to
time.
is if everyone was like, oh, yes, I'm going to be there 2 hours early, they would change that number because then they would be like, well, everybody's getting to the airport a little too early.
I understand the principle.
And
of what
then
you're
if they
saying.
were like, oh, you only need an hour. Like I know people who are like, you only need an hour. If everyone said that, then they would have to change the way that they function at the airport because things go wrong, things get backed up, then all of a sudden you got people missing planes. So they've landed at the sweet spot that allows the whole infrastructure to work properly.
Here's the
And you can
beauty.
respond to that however you want to.
Here's how I'm going to respond to it.
Okay.
The beauty is that we're both right. Different interests are at work here.
Okay.
There's the people flow and control and efficiency of such a chaotic system. Yes, you're exactly right. But there's also an economy here. Self-contained,
Okay.
hermetically sealed by security, which we are fans of. We are both right. So this is a true conspiracy.
I do not think that the number is based on the
He's saying
shopping.
No.
I think the
Also-
number is based
Let's
on
move on.
what can go
Also,
wrong.
what if you're checking a bag?
Can't
You're
we
like,
both
I made
be
my
right?
point.
That's,
Let me
if
move
you're
on.
checking a bag, you got to get there
We're both right.
to
I'm not even arguing with you.
to check it in.
Well, but do you not agree that it depends on where you're traveling and for what purpose?
Yes, that's what I'm
course,
saying. There's a
Rhett.
number of considerations.
Like if it's like okay, if it's a funeral, okay, if you're traveling for a funeral and you're like that funeral is tomorrow morning. If I miss this flight, I am screwed. For me, I think about things like the Uber driver could get a flat tire. Like it's a small chance, but it could happen. And then I gotta like be on the side of the road, like get another Uber driver with my bags. I've added how much money? Oh, unexpected wreck. Last time I went to LAX, right before we got to the airport, right where you get on the little thing and go with that tunnel,
Yeah.
there was a wreck and my guy was in the far left lane and he saw it develop and he's like, oh no. And he like went completely sideways on that highway, the 110, whatever it is, to get to the exit. And if he hadn't have done that, I might have missed the flight.
But you wouldn't have.
But the thing is that I didn't have to worry about it because I was planning to arrive 2 hours early.
Yeah. I don't like to plan for worst case scenarios. I like to experience them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay.
I think we can all be right. I think that's what we've discovered. But not about this next one.
Okay.
This is from Sean. This is from C. This
White?
is from
Sean
Sid.
White?
We don't really
It's
care.
from-
who it's from. Let's
Okay.
be real.
Jar companies tighten their jars.
What kind of jaw
Huh?
companies?
What?
What kind
Jar.
Oh, jar companies.
Jar companies tighten their jars slightly more than the average woman's grip strength to maintain the patriarchy.
This is definitely true. This is
To
definitely
maintain
true.
the patriarchy. I think that this theory maintains the patriarchy.
Yeah.
It kind of.
This person's never been in a lesbian household.
Yeah,
First of all-
how do lesbians get jars open?
Oh my God! How do you do
There's
it?
a number of ways
Do y'all have those
that
things
we
that
do
are
that in the
like
lesbian community.
you have those things that like it's like the rubber thing that goes over the top to give you a better grip?
I have a
It's called a butch hand.
V-shaped jar opener with little teeth on it. Yeah, a V-shaped thing with teeth on it. It doesn't work.
V-shaped,
It doesn't work
course.
that well, to be honest.
Okay.
We get them open. Don't worry about us. We're opening jars in our house left and right.
Is there ever a moment at a lesbian household And I think that this could be a moment in any household, okay? What happens at a household where a jar becomes unopenable?
I've never experienced that.
Okay.
Because you know what always works? And I'm going to say it and it's not going to work. The super hot water trick. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, okay.
It always works. You don't want to go there sometimes,
Yeah.
but it always works.
So we don't think that this is true. We think that the question is sexist.
Yes.
We think any discussion about the question is sexist.
Right.
And that's why what the question was asked, and then it cut directly to me saying what I just said. Right?
I have nothing to add.
Right?
Oh, okay. Now we're moving on to one. I'm not a Reddit person. These have nice little tags on them. I don't know if they're awarded. How are they awarded? I don't know. This one says hot take on it, but it appears to be adhered by another person to it. This is from Burgundy Sauce, of course. It says, people think British people are the ugly because we cast regular-looking people in our movies. I was watching Band of Brothers, and nearly all the actors are pretty good-looking and all American in the show, whereas in films about British people and British-made films usually have people who look more regular.
So we think this is a
couldn't make
casting
sense.
choice? Like literally like Americans are afraid to put ugly people on TV?
I have noticed this. I don't understand what the conspiracy theory is, though. People think British people are the ugly because we cast regular-looking people in our movies.
The theory is that the average British person is just as attractive as the average American person, and the only reason you might not think that is because of ugly representation. Which we don't have in America.
It's a really hot take.
I instead of talking about the ugly, I think that, like, to flip it, to understand what you're saying.
Okay.
In America, we have a bunch of fake-ass looking people that trot around this town, and we put them in movies because we are shallow.
Yep.
And the Brits they like realism.
Authentic. They're going for the authenticity.
So you're telling me that our teeth are just as bad as theirs? Come on.
Uh-oh, length.
Just kidding.
Uh-oh.
I mean, it's a trope.
It's a trope.
I was making a joke about the trope.
Yeah, but you sounded, I think that everyone over there was liking you for a second, then you said that and you lost it.
I like to even it out. I don't like people to like me too much.
Okay, good. Good.
Okay, let's move
And
past
I'm in
it.
control of that.
Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger intentionally overdoes his accent as a personal trademark. He's been living in the U.S. since the 60s. The States. So this must be an international person.
This is
He's
interesting.
well educated and could easily afford accent reduction training
I
if he so chose. Moreover, German shares a lot of phonetic features with English, making it more likely that while he could still have an Austrian accent, he would certainly have a more neutral accent.
This
than
is
he
a
does.
interesting.
This makes sense.
Theory.
He definitely has the power to lessen his accent.
But do you think he does? Because my theory is that some people
it's a decision.
have the ability to take the edge off of an accent, and some people don't. There's ability and there's willingness. There are two aspects of this.
He's a performer. He's an actor. He's also a politician.
But he always
if
does
that's
that
not
accent.
qualifications to be able to manipulate what people think of you, I don't know what is.
I'm saying specifically the ability to change your accent, though, because some people just
he's an actor.
But in every role he ever played, he had that accent.
Branding.
I'm not saying it's not a solid theory. I'm just saying that it's not
It's
it's not watertight, because it might just be he's one of the people who their accents don't change no matter if they form an accent, no matter where they move, who they're around, they basically talk the same. It's a type of person, and he might be that type of person. We have to do a brain scan. Arnold.
Like, we have made passive decisions to take the edge off our accent.
Yeah, so I'm saying that
Our wives have not. But
Right.
have they made an active decision to keep their accent? Or it would have changed? Are our wives like the people you're talking about that are unable to change their accent?
I think it's stickier with some people. Yes, I think accents are stickier with some people, and there's probably some linguistics or whatever
don't
theory
know.
about this.
But neither one of them, neither one of them would have changed their accent if they could.
But I think there's also gradations. Like when I listen to,
They're not saying that.
When
Well,
I-
I wish I could, but I can't.
when
I
I
haven't
listen
heard
to
that.
like Jesse's our honeymoon video, her accent was 5 times as strong as it was, and I think Christy's accent was probably like 25% stronger than it is.
Yeah,
I think
guess
her
so.
accent has changed less, and so I just think it's just different. So I'm just saying that
But
I think that Arnold probably went and tried to get his accent changed because when he came over, he was probably nervous about it. The branding thing didn't make sense. He was like, I'm gonna have this accent, but then I'm gonna like get this role and I'm gonna be able to do anything, and it just didn't work because he doesn't have that part of his brain. He's missing that part of the brain. Yeah, we gotta do a brain scan. The only way to settle this is a brain scan, and if Arnold would like to do it, we will ask him to pay for it as well. But we will discuss the results on this show.
he's had positive reinforcement to keep it.
That's also true. I'm not denying that. It's like somebody whose branding is a real thick Southern accent, like Jeff Foxworthy or whatever, you know?
Right.
So is he gonna? He's not incentivized to lose his accent
On stage, but off, I think he did.
Oh, he did.
Yes.
Is this a Larry the Cable Guy situation?
Well, Larry the Cable Guy was never Southern.
He wasn't. But Mater was.
Right. Yes, the talking tractor was. Next.
Okay, this says, I'm not normally one for conspiracy theories, but this is pretty compelling.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Marissa Tomei.
It's a me, Mario.
It's a me, Mario.
Okay.
How did somebody... the fact that somebody discovered this...
You got but hold on. So here's the thing. What are we supposed to conclude? Marissa Tomei is Mario?
I believe that's the implication.
And is Marissa Tomei actually misspelled there? I want to make sure. It's got one R and then...
And does it have one S? Marissa Tomei?
It is correctly spelled, yeah.
All right, then it's true.
Yeah. And
she
finally,
is Mario. That's what we're saying.
we do have to get to this one. They intentionally make trousers form the bump that looks like a boner when you sit down, so men have plausible deniability if they get an unintentional erection.
You call that a genus.
Yeah. Yep.
You call an unintentional boner a genus, or the part of the pants a genus?
My daughter taught me that.
But
It's a real
you didn't
term.
answer my question.
She taught me that, yeah, she was wearing pants and she had a genus. And
And the more pleats,
I was like,
Oh,
the more pleats,
got
more,
it.
the more genus you have.
I understand.
You
the
might even
two
call it a
words that-
plenus.
that form that. Yeah.
If you got big pleats, it's a big plenus.
Well, if you're wearing khakis,
I wish I would have discovered this in middle school,
it's
but
a
I was
penis.
wearing Umbros and carrying my backpack in front of me. This is true. But more men need to know about it so we can have more boners. I mean, I'm just realizing how much more boner I can have. So many years of being able to have more boner. Wasted.
I'm gonna let you keep talking.
The blood's just better down there
Oh God.
than it is up here.
Oh God.
Dig into some fresh gear with our new gardening tea and seed packet, now available at mythical.com. Grab yours now.